Lord Shiva said, O Parvati, listen to the boundless glories of the 13th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. By doing so, you will find great happiness. In the south, there was a large river called Tungabhadra, on the banks of which lies the charming town of Hariharapura. In this town, the deity Lord Shiva, known as Harihara, is worshipped. Those who have the privilege of seeing him are blessed with auspicious things. In Hariharapura, there lived a learned Brahmana named Hari Dikshit, who led a simple and austere life. His wife was known as Durachara among the locals, a name reflecting her questionable behavior. She often addressed her husband with harsh words and had never slept with him. She was always rude to her husband's friends, and she sought the company of other men to fulfill her lusty desires. She was also addicted to taking various kinds of intoxicants. As the town's population grew, she built a small hideaway in the woods where she could meet her lovers. One night, feeling very lusty and not having been able to find any lover to satisfy her lust, she went out into the forest to her meeting place to see if any of her lovers were there. Not finding anyone at that place and burning up with lust, she started to wander in the forest in the hope of finding someone to quench her passionate desires. After wandering for a while, feeling immense pain in her body, senses, and mind from her unfulfilled desires, she became confused, sat down, and began to cry. The sound of her crying awoke a hungry tiger from sleep, who quickly advanced to the source of noise. As she heard the footsteps of the approaching tiger, the eager woman rose, believing that someone was coming to fulfill her desires. Durachara was shocked when she found herself face to face with the tiger, who was ready to tear her apart with his sharp claws. At that time, the wistful woman addressed the tiger. "O tiger, what brings you here to end my life? You must answer this question before you attack me." The majestic creature paused and let out a laugh. He then began to share the following story. In the south, there flows a river called Malapaha, alongside which lies the town of Muniparna. This location is home to a revered deity of Lord Shiva known as Panchalinga. It is in this town that I was born into a Brahmana family. Despite my noble birth, I remained quite greedy and lacked control over my senses. I would spend my time by the river bank performing sacrifices for individuals who were not fit to participate in such rituals. Also, I would eat from the homes of materialistic people. I often collected more funds than necessary in the name of performing sacrifices and worship for the deity, and used the same for my own sense gratification. I always criticized those Brahmanas who strictly followed the regulative principles, and I never gave charity to anyone. As time passed, I grew older. My hair turned white, my teeth deteriorated, and my eyesight weakened. Yet, despite these changes, I never lost my desire to accumulate and amass more wealth. One day, by mistake, I went to the house of some Brahmanas who were very cruel and expert at cheating. They mercilessly set their dogs on me. One of those dogs bit my leg and I fell over. As nobody came to my aid, I died on the same spot. After that, I attained this tiger's body and I am living in this dangerous forest. Fortunately, I am able to remember my last birth, and therefore, in this birth, I do not attack any devotee, renunciate, or a chaste lady. I only attack sinful people and unchaste women. As you are the most unchaste and sinful woman, you will definitely become my lunch. After the tiger had finished his narration, he devoured that wicked woman. Thereafter, the Yamadutas threw her into a hell known as Duyada, which is a lake full of stool, urine, and blood. She was condemned to stay in that filthy place for 10 million kalpas. After that, she was thrown into another hell known as Raurava, where she endured suffering for 100 manvantaras, after which she again took birth on earth as a female Chandala, dog-eater. Again, she continued to live in the same sinful manner as before. As a result of her immoral actions, she developed leprosy and tuberculosis. By chance and good fortune, she visited the holy place of Hariharapura near the temple of Champaka Devi, Parvati. There, she encountered the great saint Vasudeva, who was continuously reciting the 13th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. As she listened to his recitation, she became captivated and found herself drawn to it repeatedly. Through this continual hearing, she was able to give up that body of a Chandala and free herself entirely from the consequences of her previous sinful actions. Ultimately, she transformed into a four-armed form resembling Lord Vishnu and was taken to Vaikuntha.